Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Wherever you are in the world, I hope this finds you well. And without further ado, let's take a look at the charts. So today we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin chart, the Kaspa chart, and also the US stock market, because it relates to the flow of capital from what's considered less risky to riskier. Crypto is considered riskier, so it's always important to pay attention to just traditional markets as well to kind of get a feel for what crypto might do. So stick around for that. I know some people don't care, and that's fine too. But if you want to hear it, I will also get into it. So yeah, first, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin, turns out it was bullish, and a lot of people were scared here. We were gonna, we got back below the 20 and 21 week SMA and EMA. We were coming in down here. Everybody was getting absolutely, not everyone, a lot of people were getting quite scared here that we were coming down. Maybe we're going to retest 15,000. Some people were even still calling for new lows. So I wasn't super convinced. To me, this area, as I said, and if you've been watching the few videos that I've put up so far and following me on Twitter, to me, it looked like this phase right here. And I said that the COVID crash is a bit of a recency bias where everyone was looking for this sort of capitulation to come in right here. And really, the way I saw it was the only way that would happen is if we actually had a true black swan, something that nobody saw coming, which in here was a pandemic. So as far as I could tell, this was absolutely prime real estate to get some buys in if you weren't exposed, if you didn't buy down here. So furthermore, 15.5K was something that I called 4 months in advance, and I'll tell you why. The reason why I was able to see that on the chart was because if you drew this Fibonacci, and this was, I think I called this maybe somewhere up in here, and the reason why I did so was because when you dragged out the Fibonacci, the way it tested all of these levels was very perfect. And when the levels get tested perfectly like this, you can see all of these areas where they respond, right? And how it fits matters, right? All these levels get tested. So the natural course of things is that if it drops below, it's also going to test the lower end of this. And you can draw it like this. You can draw it in a predictive way where you, so for example, let's do a replay thing, right? Like let's come back to here, right? Let's look at this. Let's play it just a little bit and then pause it. So we came up here. So if you draw it, for example, like this, right? And this is around the time, somewhere in here that I called it. Look at how it perfectly bounces on all of these fib levels. And if it breaks to the downside, where is it? It's at 15,500, right? And I called that months in advance. And what happened? And if you don't believe that, just ask. I mean, it's on my page. It's actually in my pinned tweet right now. You can see that. So let's play it. What happened? It faked everyone out, went up, right? And then it just absolutely, boom. Okay. So it happened, right? So let's get out of here. I'm not going to edit this video. Hope it's okay with you guys if I just kind of go for it. So let's see, bear with me. How do I get out of here? Exit, yes. Okay. So now we're coming up. Bitcoin is coming up. It matters what Bitcoin does for the rest of the market, unless you're a Kaspa holder, which to me is very undervalued. So it's just going to trend up anyway. Something else I've also had conviction on, and it's been playing out. But in any case, Bitcoin, on this range here, it came up to the 0.618 fib level before it came down. We haven't even come up that high. If you go from the swing high to the swing low of this macro range, same as this macro range, up to the 618. We came up to the 618. We haven't even gotten up to the 618 yet, right? So where's the 618? It's at 47.7K. So basically 50,000. We haven't gotten up there yet. We're starting to get in to the 0.5 retracement level, which 41K could be a take profit area right here. We'll see. We could have some volatility. What I was thinking was that maybe maybe it does something like this, comes up, then maybe it comes back down. It could do it. It could end here. Maybe it could also like do this, fake people out, do something like that. We'll see. Who knows, right? But yeah, I don't think this is in the cards anymore. Okay. But do what you got to do. Never overinvest. This is not financial advice. I don't think it, I like to sleep well, so I don't overinvest, and I'm ready for whatever happens. It's all good. And if you're buying micro caps, be prepared for the worst potentially, unless you really know what you're doing. But for Bitcoin, Bitcoin's likely sticking around, and it's just a matter of how low you can buy it, as far as I can tell. Of course, not financial advice. That's just how I see things. So Caspa, really interesting. Let's see. Caspa, the fractals, a lot of people have been following the fractals for a while. We had the Ethereum and Cardano fractals here that I found somewhere back in here, I think, around 2 cents, which was really interesting. It actually gave me conviction to buy a lot more because, it was really interesting how this was following, and just the psychology of markets and how people respond to price movement and FOMO is something that kind of plays out over and over again. So even though this area lagged a bit here, right? We had this long area lagging against. These are actually from the prior cycle from 2020. So each cycle is going to be a little different anyway. It's just very interesting that these followed so well, and then Bitcoin was taking off here, right? So Bitcoin's now just starting to take off here. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Right now it's looking pretty awesome. And Cardano is specifically really interesting, even though the fundamentals are a little different. Like Cardano is a proof of stake network, right? Caspa is a proof of work. The thing that is very interesting to compare to Cardano, for two things, is that number one, Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, played a part in Ethereum. He was like either a co-founder or heavily involved early on before he went on to start Cardano. So that's one reason why Cardano did very well, the association with Vitalik and Ethereum. So what's interesting about Caspa is that multiple instances you have Charles Hoskinson speaking very highly of the founder of Caspa, Jonathan Sampolinsky. So you have this effect of like attracts like, right? So people are gonna just see that, and it's gonna be an easy way to build conviction on something, to see the quality coming from something else that already has the perception of quality being that Cardano is already in the top 10. And I would argue that Caspa's fundamentals are actually better than Cardano's in any case. So Cardano is, yeah. And the other thing was that Cardano is, the supply is very similar, actually, which basically is an arbitrary number that the creators of a network select when they create a network. But what it does is it actually affects the perceived value of the price. So you'll notice that Cardano, like the last cycle, Cardano had basically the same kind of price point that Kaspa has right now. So here's 10 cents on the on the Cardano chart. It was even down at like a penny, right? It did this whole thing, and it still went to $3. The reason for that is really the supply, and then the amount of capital going into it, and it puts it at that price point. So Caspa has, I think, max, what is it, 28.7 billion coins or something like that. At the peak of Cardano, it had 32 billion coins circulating. So that is more than the total supply that Caspa will ever have, which is really interesting, isn't that? So keep that in mind, that Caspa can absolutely, if it gets enough capital inflow, can absolutely reach these numbers. Very interesting. And then also to look at the, this is very, very optimistic for Caspa. We have this ascending channel, which it did this little fake out. Where it came down, it fell below this long-term ascending channel. And then it bounced off of this trend line right here. Never hit the 20-21 week SMA and EMA, and it popped right back up, and now we're in this again. If we look at the end of the year, right here, right, January 1st, we're about 58 cents. And on the low end, we're about 10 cents, which we're already at. So what do I think can happen here? I mean, we can continue to test this lower trend line. We could just go sideways. It could hit it. It could bounce off. Anything could happen. You know, we could just shoot up to this midline. We could come back down. Either way, I just think it's undervalued, and it's going to continue to, at any level that is considered remotely attractive, people are going to buy it. They're going to try to get in. It's kind of, in my opinion, not financial advice, just how I see it and how I've seen it since I first bought it. Well, I bought it here. I didn't have full conviction here. I didn't know all I know now, but I was waiting. I bought a lot right here also. I mean, yeah, so I think that people are just going to continue to try to get exposure. I actually did take some profit on a leverage trade up in here, and I'm going to actually add to my spot position with that because I'd just rather hold the spot and not worry about it. And I might be looking for maybe a little bit of a pullback, but I'm not going to be too greedy because, you know, I cashed out a nice little chunk from that 10x leverage. And then I'm just going to buy back. I'm going to put the money back into it, and I'm going to hold that until way higher because I don't have to worry about any sort of liquidation or whatever if I do it that way. And then withdraw the coins from the exchange and self-custody them. And by the way, Tangem has made a great wallet, cold wallet, and you can use the promotional code JIM, capital J, lowercase IM, Jim, just spelled like normal, and you get a 10% discount on the Tangem cold wallets. And what's cool about them is that they two options. They have the version 1, version 2. Version 1 has no seed phrase option, which is arguably more secure, but you have to make sure you really hold on to those 3 cards. I actually put one in a safety deposit box, and then I hold on the other 2 myself. Yeah, otherwise you can, on the version 2, you can make a seed phrase, and then you can just store that. However, again, of course, best to only keep that physical and not put it on a cloud or email it to yourself, because people can hack that, can find those seed phrases and get your crypto. So really protect that. But yeah, so I'm gonna probably buy some spot, withdraw it, just hold on, chill, and wait for way higher. All of these price ranges at some point, like I said, the market cap, if it reaches Cardano's all-time high, we're looking at potentially up here. But again, it's all speculative. Do your own research. It's just what I see. Everyone's got to have a strategy for taking profit and de-risking once we start getting up here. If we do, right? No guarantees. Don't overinvest, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. And then stock market, very interesting right now. We're back above the, what is this, the 20-week SMA. This area was very interesting. We popped down, gave people a big scare. We came right back up. We have this cup and handle. And we're getting into this area where we're above, look at this, we're above this moving average, right? So that's a clear bullish sign if we can hold above this area. People take that as looking a little bullish, especially if, let's see, let's drag this out a little more here. Oh, look at that. We're kind of above this channel, depending on how you draw it too. Okay. So we're above that channel. We could come back down and continue to hold that. Let's see what happens. That's good for crypto, right? So, because if people are making money in the stock market, some of them will take profits and put them into riskier things. Like some people actually think Bitcoin's risky, so they won't put money into Bitcoin until their stocks are doing well. And then some people may discover Kaspa, who are also Bitcoin maxis, just because it has a lot of the same fundamentals, being a fair launch network, proof of work, but with the added benefit of being scalable. And 1 block per second is already setting a world record. And at 10 blocks per second, boom, like that it is so scalable, it is so fast. If you've seen the Caspa graph inspector, KGI.caspad, KASPAD.net, I believe, you can view it live in action at 1 block per second. And then I think Michael Sutton, one of the Caspa researchers or devs, put up a 10 block per second, someone running that on the test net. And it was just so, oh my God, it looks like you're going from 2D to 3D. It really is amazing to see that technology. So you have this decentralized proof of work network that can scale. It's really the only thing like it. And so as far as not needing L2s like the Lightning Network for Bitcoin and just using the base layer on something like Caspa, it's amazing, revolutionary to have a decentralized network that can scale. And you can build on top of it. Once smart contracts come out, you could have stable coins, you could have certain applications. All of that can happen right on the base layer, which really removes a lot of the issues that plague L2s, like centralization and sort of like bottlenecks and stuff. So really, really amazing. And then as far as like a settlement layer, like if banks wanted to use it, they could also settle very fast on Caspa. And the fundamentals over time will be, I think, people will find them and you just can't really beat it. So that's what I see. So yeah, it's great. I'm pretty excited to see that. So I think that might be what I have for today. I wanted to get some video up now that I have reached over 1,000 followers on here, and I appreciate all the subscriptions and likes. So I appreciate that. I was trying to get this account monetized. It's not there yet. I still need a certain amount of like watch hours or whatever, but that may help me motivate to sit down and make these videos for everybody. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Let me know other things you might want to see. Probably not going to do videos on other microcaps or anything like that. I'm really just focused on Caspa, Bitcoin, the stock market, just to kind of, get the whole landscape on what's going on. And I'm 100% Caspa in my portfolio, and I'm happy that way. So I'm really just focused on watching how this unfolds, yeah, that's all. And that said, I have cash that whatever happens in the market, I sleep well. Doesn't matter. It's a long-term hold for me. It's just, as far as I see, it's undervalued. And yeah, so I'm willing to wait, to be patient. And once Bitcoin is hitting new highs, that's when you start looking for maybe a cycle peak. You start taking profits, scaling out, have some strategy. I guess Bitcoin theoretically could, who knows, it could like double top, maybe someday it will double top and do something like that and really scare people. But either way, if your time horizon is long, you can wait for all-time highs, even if it does double top. And if you're holding Caspa, potentially, it's potentially very undervalued for what it is fundamentally. And if you're not aware of fundamentals, just find me on Twitter, and I post a lot about it. Cryptographer with a UR at the end, not an ER. And link is, I think, also in my YouTube bio, so you can find me there. I think it's the play for the next cycle. I think it's like an XRP, Cardano, Ethereum type situation where it makes the top 10. It not only makes the top 10, but it stays there. And this is just my perspective. I'm just sharing my journey with you all. Everyone needs to make their own decision on how they handle themselves. And it's important to, if you make life-changing money, hey, don't let anyone beat you up about taking it out, right? Because if you can pay off debt, pay some medical bills, buy a house, pay off a mortgage, whatever it is, get a new laptop, get a new car, whatever it is. Do it. Just that's what this is here for. There's always going to be inefficiencies in the market. The idea that like Bitcoin is going to be some global reserve currency, or Caspa is going to be some global reserve currency, that's never going to happen. Like for Bitcoin either. Like it's just, there's always going to be trades between fiat and volatile assets and all that stuff. So you might as well take advantage of it, and just try to get as many perspectives as you can, and listen to as many people and make your own best guess, right? There's a lot of people out there who've got big followings. You see a big number on their account and you take everything they say as gospel. Don't do that. Just listen to different people. Don't even take everything I say as fact, because I don't know what's going to happen. This is just my perspective and based on my experience, and I have my own strategy. And it's up to everyone in their own financial situation to create theirs. So with that said, thanks for listening. If you enjoyed what you heard here today and you're not following already, feel free to subscribe to my channel, give it a like. And otherwise, have a great day, and I will catch you on the next one.